Hello and welcome to Financial Technology Frontiers. Unlike the customary topics revolving around financial services, financial technologies, today we are talking something very different. And we are talking about something that concerns the Toronto city and something that the Web 3.0 enthusiast of the way of the industry are trying to envision the future of the city in a world of Web 3.0. And with me today, I have got some very enthusiastic and visionary entrepreneurs and technologists together who are putting together a concept, a vision called as Toronto DAO. This is a decentralized autonomous organization which aims to create a decentralized city hall and leveraging blockchain technologies where citizens can come together, discuss issues that are important, and any Toronto citizen can join, contribute, and share their ideas to help grow the city. Wonderful concept indeed. And let me introduce you to the three great brains which are working together to put this concept together, along with a host of other associations, bodies, and industry organizations in the world of Web 3.0. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in introducing or welcoming Matthew Glezos, Samir Azizi, and Antoine De Vuyst. Guys, welcome to Financial Technology Frontiers.live. And all three of you have been wonderful people in your respective fields. Anton has been a technologist since 2011 in the Web 3.0 and crypto space, a hard tech guy, a geek who has been working in this area. Then we have Samir Azizi, who is a performance marketing AI guy whose job is to enroll people using various latest technologies and create performance marketing for several organizations in the crypto space. And we have Matthew Wizards, who has been a banker into the area of fraud management. And from there, he got attracted to the world of crypto and Web 3.0. And all these three guys are putting together this Toronto DAO in association with a host of other people in the city. So, welcome, guys. Let's start a great conversation. Let me start up with Matthew. Matthew, what exactly was your inspiration to do this?
I wasn't here from day zero. That Antoine is was like the original founder. And he could probably get more into that. I've known Antoine for a few years now. I've worked in DAOs in the past, and I've seen like the power of just there are of course people in charge, but the collective unity that can happen. And when Antoine was showing like he wanted to get a DAO together and he had a meeting around, I want to say it's April, might have been March, I can't exactly remember. It's just something I wanted to get a part of. This city has quite a number of issues, unfortunately, which is not unique to many cities around the world. And I would love to see this decentralized network of all Torontonians getting together to try to make it a better place to live.
Wonderful. I think that's a very noble kind of thought to bring together the best of the things that you can do for the city and combining it with the technology to take it to the next level. And Anton, I think you have been the brain behind it. You are the technologist behind it. So I just wanted to understand a little bit around what kind of technology are you trying to put behind this massive objective of bringing together the Toronto citizens or Torontonians together to take it to the next level.
So a DAO is a combination of technology and also social organization. So it's not pure technology, but the technology involves side of things involves smart contracts, well, blockchains, of course, and basically a way for people to create membership that is public and immutable, and also to distribute ownership of something. I feel like the ownership part of the DAO is key. It's what blockchain technology lets us do that wasn't really possible before, having a distributed ownership with minimal trust. one thing blockchains let you do is manage permissions very well. So let's say permissions over treasuries. Once you've set up a good permission system where the right people have the right permissions over the right treasuries and decisions, then it's very hard to overcome that system. Like it's very sort of resistant to corruption. Now, like it doesn't help you set up the permission system, right? That's the social aspect. How do you actually set up the permission system? That's got nothing to do with technology. But once the permission system is in place, then it's very hard to override, and it's can be super transparent, and you can have an organization where there's a little bit less hierarchy, more flat structure, and a lot of the sort of bureaucracy is automated. That's where the A part of the DAO comes in, autonomous. So use smart contract to automate bureaucracy. And yeah, so we want to do that. A lot of DAOs are online DAOs, but with Toronto DAO, we want to make it like a in-person, location-based DAO, but also include internet and blockchain technology as well.
Interesting. So I see a lot of role for blockchain and smart contracts in this particular concept of DAO. And of course, while in person or the kind of rules, regulations, and all can be laid down by the people, ultimately the technology can be used to run it, like in most of the cases of compliance, and make sure that it is super transparent. Wonderful. And I am sure that it should also go well with the people who are in the power, because ultimately to kill corruption, it is the decision of the authorities in the power to see that it happens. Wonderful. Great. So Samir, you have been a specialist into the area of marketing. If few of you are coming together and creating it, and you want to create a revolution, how are you planning to fuel this revolution and put together the people?
Well, Babu, I think revolution is a little bit of a strong of a word here. I think at any point, all Toronto residents had this urge to improve things around them, around the city. And, they just wanted to have an outlet where they can, do that. And unfortunately, we haven't seen much of a lot of platforms that can offer that opportunity to all Toronto residents. So that's why, we decided to get together and become a part of something that we call Toronto DAO. It's something where all people, all Toronto residents can join, become members. And you really, really got us at the very, very early stage of this project. So we're still trying to figure it out. And I think from the marketing perspective, we're trying to approach it from the grassroots angle, right? We're trying to build from the ground up. We're trying to reach out to the local enthusiasts. As you know, DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization, is decentralized in its ideal state, and therefore a lot of it is connected to crypto. So we are all coming from industries that are connected to crypto, and as a result, we have vast networks in the crypto industry, and therefore it kind of starts in the blockchain area, but overall it is a social project, and we would like to attract as many people as possible, not only from crypto industry, not only from the government industry, but from all the kind of municipalities, from all the communities, and we want to have this platform open for them.
Wonderful. I think it's a great concept. Of course, crypto alone will not be a great widely accepted if you want a lot of participation from the government, and especially from the very, very serious compliance circles. So probably you will have to play a hybrid role there and see how there can be a stronger acceptance and participations from all over the corners, and not just from a couple of people who are enthusiasts of NFTs and cryptos and blockchains alone.
Well, early on, we just sort of decided that governance per se, but more just governance innovation, governance experimentation. It's like we're approaching this from a very humble angle. Like we don't have any illusions about, we're gonna have any power in Toronto or anything like that. No, it's just all about experimentation and innovation.
It's great to have government folks on board and taking part in this project. But again, this is something that is being created for everybody. And people ultimately hold the power, and the people in government are the servants of people. So it's kind of a thing where we're not necessarily trying to get into the halls of power per se, but it's more of like we're trying to get together to make things better for everyone. That's pretty much the goal.
Absolutely. See, ultimately, the results of this has to be seen as soon as whatever you try to do in the DAO or whatever changes you try to bring through this DAO is implemented. And for the implementation, both the agencies have to work together, the people as well as the governments. And if people need it, the government will definitely do it. So how can you make both these things together work together is an important thing, because you can always take a procession and shout in the road, but is not implemented, it won't make sense. So we are together creating an enrollment for the community to come together and express their opinions. It's a fantastic idea to move ahead. All of you have been a part of the crypto world, and you have seen the world of financial services also working. What kind of roles do you see for the area of financial services to engage with this DAO and create a lot more vibes in this DAO together?
I think the most important aspect of that blockchain has brought to the financial sector right now is decentralized finance, or DeFi that is more commonly known. What is the most popular DeFi pools right now? You would put in, let's say, $1,000, for example, of stable coins. You would get interest on that, and people could borrow that money based on collateral that they have put up. So if you have 5 ETH, you can deposit that 5 ETH and borrow against that ETH up to a certain amount. And if we were to take that technology, we could help fund businesses, we could help fund co-ops that are trying to fight gentrification where rents are going too high. I think DeFi could be a really good aspect that could help a lot of Toronto businesses and organizations.
Interesting. DeFi definitely holds a lot of power and a lot of promise for the financial services as well as for the businesses to come together. And I'm sure that with a collective effort, things would probably germinate or culminate into something more powerful for each of these members of the ecosystem. Wonderful. And what kind of resistance bottlenecks have you faced?
Well, I'll speak for myself personally. I haven't seen any resistance. I think the community overall is very supportive. A lot of people would like to join and contribute their time, contribute their experience and skills to creation of it. So it's a really, really great project and it's great to observe how it's being done. A lot of people are trying to reach out to us and help out. So it's great to see that. It's great to see that enthusiasm from the community.
Wonderful. I think that's a very good start as far as enrollment is concerned.
We have spoken to politicians in the past and been receptive as well. The only bottleneck, I wouldn't even call it that, but some resistance was because crypto has a lot of negative press lately. I think they're not ready to come out of the shadows and just give full support, but they are, at least keeping a tabs on us and seeing how we're doing.
Absolutely. Ultimately, somebody has to see that silver lining or the in this entire project for them to also come out wholeheartedly and support the project. How do you see this DAO in 5 years from now?
Well, I think Toronto DAO should be owned and operated by its members. And I would like to see some kind of ownership by members. The A in DAO stands for autonomous, and that means that it owns itself. Nobody owns it other than its members. We just want to work out that aspect of it. It's at least that's what I believe. And DeFi comes in as well, where we can distribute ownership of Toronto DAO assets, but also the governance where we distribute decision-making power. We just want to try to explore these ideals and see if we can make them into a reality, or perhaps we need to adapt our ideals, and because sometimes ideals don't line up with reality.
How are you actually making sure that there is a right kind of decision making there, and how are the powers for decision making conferred to in terms of this DAO?
Well, nothing's set in stone yet. We're still playing around. We even had like a testing session a week ago regarding this. But we at ETH Waterloo, we developed a membership system that is going to be based on your contributions for the DAO. So one of the big complaints about DAOs is there's a lot of emphasis on the decentralization part, but you have, various holders having majority of the tokens, and how decentralized is that? And we don't want someone to create a system where someone with a lot of money can just take over the DAO. But we also want to reward people who are more actively participating than those who are just a bit passive and maybe will show up to the odd meeting. And we're doing this by, they have their membership, which is on blockchain. I won't get too technical, but every time they contribute to the DAO, they'll be sent points towards their membership, and those overall points will determine their voting power. So the more active you are in the DAO, the larger say you get in the direction of the DAO, which
Wonderful.
means that if you're more active than me or Samir or Antoine eventually, you could have a larger say in
That's
what
right.
the three want to do.
Absolutely great. I think that's quite an interesting and encouraging kind of way to look at it. A quick shot on what are you looking forward for in the next couple of years to come to you to make it a great success?
I guess really, for me personally, and I can't really say this as I'm speaking on the DAO's behalf, but I would thought that blockchain allowed for, DeFi, but also a cheap, effective way to have a referendum on smaller tasks. So I would like Toronto DAO to be a bigger voice for Torontonians. We talk about how politicians are servants for the people, they're our boss. And if they want to be elected, we can provide a voice to those who vote, and not just for us, but in real elections. I would just like politicians to listen to the Toronto DAO in terms of how they move going forward.
Great. I think that's been a great conversation. So I would like to wish all of you a great success in your endeavor. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for a wonderful conversation.
Thanks
you,
for
Babu.
having us.
Thank you.